What's up, everybody? Before this video starts, let me just say that 1, you're all awesome, so remember that one. Number 2 is I'm gonna be at TwitchCon over the weekend in San Diego. I'm flying across the friggin' country, and I'm looking forward to it. But I need videos to put out over that time frame, so it's gonna be some NBA talks where I give you my predictions on the NBA season coming up, the Eastern Conference, the Western Conference, the MVP. And I also have a nice little Kevin Garnett video coming out as well, so that's what you can expect from Friday to Monday. I'm probably not going to be able to reply to any comments. If I can, awesome, but just so you know. But anyway, time to jump into this really weird Chris Bosh situation. Of course, Chris Bosh has had some health scares recently, and first things first, his health should be the main priority. If it is established that Chris Bosh should not be playing because his long-term health or potentially even his life is at risk, he should not play. But he wants to play, he's trying to get back to that point, and there are some doctors who have said that there is a chance he would be able to come back. This is just based off of a website I've seen. It might be completely BS for all I know, but I think it was decently credible. So if Chris Bosh is cleared to play, a couple things will happen. Number 1, it seems that he will not be a member of the Miami Heat because he will either be waived or they're going to buy out his contract. And this whole situation with Bosh's contract could result in a few different things. It could result in Miami's cap space being completely cleared. It could end up with them trading Bosh. It could end up with the worst thing for Miami, which would be Bosh is no longer on their team, but he plays for a different one, and they still have to pay him. And because it's simply more fun, let's talk about the idea of Miami's cap space being cleared and Bosh being on another team, which is still a definite possibility. And this is interesting for both Bosh and Miami, because for the Miami Heat, it clears up a significant amount of cap space to put them at around $70 million at the end of this season, which would make them major players when it comes to any NBA free agent that they want. And I think some guys who they could go after, Kevin Durant, who knows with that guy, maybe he'll become a free agent again. There's also Blake Griffin, who could go right into that power forward slot and be pretty good for him. You have to imagine that Gordon Hayward is going to decline his player option. Same thing can probably be said for Paul Millsap. So there's a lot of decent names that are coming to free agency. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm not counting out Pat Riley and the Miami Heat when it comes to any free agent negotiations. I think they are always a player to nail someone in free agency. And with the amount of money they're going to have, it's definitely possible. Now, with that being said, if Chris Bosh is not on the team, I think their chances of the playoffs this year are pretty much done. I mean, I like Josh Richardson moving forward as a shooter who can probably average like 15 points a game or so, and I think Justice Winslow has a chance to be an all-star for a long time as a two-way player who could be one of the best defensive players in the league, very athletic, a strong rebounder, and also a guy who can hopefully average at least 15 points per game if he can develop an outside jumper. And then, of course, Goran Dragic is still a very good center, and while I don't think Hassan Whiteside is perfect, he's definitely an impact player at your center position. So some nice things to look up to, but I don't know if they can make the playoffs, losing Chris Bosh's shooting from everywhere, his defense, his versatility, his low post scoring. I mean, Bosh is great, and losing that would be a lot to deal with for Miami. But at the same time, like I said, I think that would give them a very good opportunity to pick up a big name in free agency, and we also can't forget that they do have their 2017 first-round pick, so if they found themselves in the lottery, that would be another good chance to pick up someone decent. But knowing the Miami Heat, I don't think they want to wait around too long. You could see them trading for, using that pick to trade for something or something like that. But on the flip side of things, what this could mean if Chris Bosh is cleared to play is that a very good two-way player who can shoot from everywhere, is smart around the rim, finishes well inside the paint, can post up some. I wouldn't give him the ball and the block consistently, but he can do it. And who's also a very good defensive player, is now available on the open market, and he just got a whole lot of money from the Miami Heat, so I have to imagine you're not going to give him a super long-term deal, and you don't have to pay him $20+ million. That's actually kind of incredible if Chris Bosh could be willing to sign anywhere for $10 million or so, I don't know. Teams would be coming out of the woodwork for this guy. I would imagine the San Antonio Spurs would be willing to make an offer. Perhaps the Cleveland Cavaliers, I don't know. They would be pretty loaded in the front court, maybe a little too much. I think the Oklahoma City Thunder would be great since they just lost Serge Ibaka. You insert Chris Bosh into what they're doing. I mean, imagine a Russell Westbrook and Chris Bosh two-man game. It should be said, I don't really know what Bosh's minutes situation will be. I don't know if he can play a full 35. Maybe he could play 20 minutes a game. Maybe he wouldn't be able to play back-to-backs. I don't know what the situation would be, but just having him on the team would still be useful for pretty much everybody, besides the Miami Heat, apparently. I mean, the way you can kind of compare this is like the Josh Smith situation with the Detroit Pistons, when he left and then he went to the Rockets. The difference is Chris Bosh is significantly better than Josh Smith. I mean, just think of some more teams here. The Toronto Raptors using Chris Bosh to fill in their power forward problems. The Chicago Bulls for some more spacing if he wants to play with Dwayne Wade. Hell, the Boston Celtics maybe if they want to run him and Al Horford together. Like, the possibilities are endless, and pretty much every single team would be willing to take this guy on because he's a defender, he's a shooter, he's very smart, he's a great locker room guy. I mean, there's no doubt that he makes you a better team. You could also go to the Golden State Warriors, but Bosh, don't do that. Please don't go to the Warriors. The last thing we need is you going there as well. But of course, health is the number one thing. If he is not cleared to play, he should not. But if he can, things could get very interesting for some team in the NBA. I don't know who it would be. And yeah. Shout out to Chris Bosh. Hopefully he's healthy. And again, I'm at TwitchCon over the weekend, so once Friday hits, I'm not really going to be able to reply to a lot of comments. So there you go. I'm out.